Boy bitten by a beast while defending a wounded alien girl. The forest was alive with whispers of dusk, the air thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. Ethan, a lanky 15-year-old with a mop of chestnut hair, trudged through the underbrush, his sneakers sinking into the mossy floor. He'd slipped away from the family campsite, drawn by a strange, pulsating light he'd spotted from his tent. His parents thought he was asleep, but curiosity had always been his compass. The light flickered ahead, a soft blue glow pulsing between the trees. Ethan's heart thudded, half from fear, half from excitement. He pushed through a curtain of ferns and froze. There, slumped against a gnarled oak, was a girl, or something like a girl. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, her eyes wide and luminous, reflecting the moonlight. Blood, or something like it, oozed from a gash on her side, staining her tattered, iridescent tunic. She looked up at Ethan, her gaze pleading, and let out a faint, melodic whimper. "Hey, you okay?" Ethan whispered, crouching beside her. She flinched but didn't pull away. Her breathing was shallow, and her hand trembled as she reached toward him. Before he could process what was happening, a low growl rumbled through the clearing. Ethan spun around. A creature stalked out of the shadows, its body a grotesque blend of wolf and something far less earthly. Its fur was matted with dark ichor, and its eyes burned a sickly yellow. Jagged teeth glistened as it bared them. Its gaze locked on the wounded girl. Instinct kicked in. Ethan grabbed a fallen branch, brandishing it like a club. "Back off!" he shouted, his voice cracking. The beast snarled, muscles coiling as it prepared to lunge. Ethan stepped in front of the girl, heart hammering. He didn't know what she was or why she was here, but he wasn't about to let her get torn apart. The beast charged. Ethan swung the branch, connecting with its shoulder. The impact jarred his arms, but the creature barely flinched. It snapped its jaws, catching his forearm. Pain seared through him as its teeth sank in, hot and sharp. Ethan screamed, dropping the branch, but he didn't back down. With his free hand, he grabbed a rock and smashed it against the beast's skull. It yelped, releasing him, and staggered back. The girl murmured something, her voice like wind chimes. She raised a trembling hand, and a faint pulse of light shot from her palm, striking the beast. It howled, convulsing, then collapsed in a heap, its body dissolving into a pile of ash. Ethan fell to his knees, clutching his bleeding arm. The girl crawled toward him, her eyes wide with concern. She placed a hand over his wound, and a cool, tingling sensation spread through his skin. The bleeding slowed, then stopped, though the bite marks remained, angry and red. What are you?" Ethan gasped. She didn't answer, not in words. Instead, she touched his forehead, and images flooded his mind. A sleek, shimmering spacecraft crashing through the forest, pursued by the beast. Her people, fleeing from a distant war, scattered across the stars. She was alone, hunted, and terrified. Before Ethan could process it, the air shimmered, and a towering figure materialized. It was humanoid but massive, with skin like polished obsidian and eyes that glowed like twin suns. A flowing cloak of light trailed behind it, and its presence filled the clearing with an electric hum. Ethan scrambled back, heart in his throat. The figure spoke, its voice resonating in Ethan's bones. "You have protected one of our own. Human. Why?" Ethan swallowed, glancing at the girl, who was now standing, leaning against a tree. She was hurt. "I couldn't just let that thing kill her." The figure, clearly the leader, maybe a chief, studied him. Its gaze felt like it was peeling back his skin, seeing every thought, every fear. "You are marked now," it said, nodding toward Ethan's arm. "The beast's venom flows in you. It will change you." Ethan's stomach dropped. "Change me? Into what?" The chief didn't answer directly. Instead, it turned to the girl, who bowed her head. "Lyrian, you were reckless to wander alone. The hunters of Zorith will not cease their pursuit." Lyrian's voice was soft but firm. "I sought aid, Father. This human, he risked his life for me." The chief's eyes narrowed, shifting back to Ethan. "A rare act. Most of your kind would flee or attack, yet you chose to stand." It stepped closer, and Ethan felt the air grow heavy. "The venom will awaken your potential, human, or it will destroy you. We cannot undo it. Ethan's mind raced. Wait, you're saying I'm going to turn into something? Like that monster? Not like it, the chief said. The venom amplifies what is already within. Courage, fear, rage. It will draw out your truth. You must master it, or it will master you. Lyrian stepped forward, her eyes pleading. Father, he saved me. We owe him. The chief was silent for a long moment, then extended a hand. A small, crystalline ore materialized in its palm, pulsing with the same blue light Ethan had seen earlier. Take this, it said. It will guide you when the change begins. Seek us when you are ready. Ethan hesitated, then took the orb. It was warm, humming faintly in his hand. Seek you? Where? When the time comes, you will know. The chief turned to Lyrian. We must return. The hunters will come again. Lyrian looked at Ethan, her expression unreadable but soft. Thank you, she whispered, and then she and the chief vanished in a flash of light, leaving Ethan alone in the clearing. He stumbled back to camp, the orb tucked in his pocket, his arm throbbing. His parents were still asleep, oblivious to his absence. He didn't tell them what happened. How could he? The bite marks were real, though, and so was the orb. He hid it under his mattress, checking it nightly, waiting for something. Days turned to weeks. At first, nothing seemed different, but then the changes started. His senses sharpened, too sharp. The rustle of leaves sounded like thunder, and the smell of his mom's cooking made his stomach churn. At night, his dreams were vivid, filled with stars and strange, shifting landscapes. Sometimes he woke with his hands glowing faintly, the same blue as the orb. School became a nightmare. His temper flared without warning, and once, when a bully shoved him, Ethan pushed back, harder than he meant to. The kid flew across the hallway, crashing into lockers. Ethan stared at his hands, horrified. The venom was doing something to him, just like the chief said. One night, the orb pulsed violently, waking him. He grabbed it, and a map of stars appeared in his mind, pointing to a clearing deep in the forest. He didn't hesitate. Sneaking out, he ran. The orb guided him like a beacon. When he reached the clearing, Lyrian was there, alone. She looked stronger. Her wound healed, but her eyes were urgent. Ethan, the hunters are coming. They tracked me. You're in danger now, too. Before he could respond, the air split open, and 3 beasts like the one from before emerged, snarling. Ethan's heart raced, but something else stirred, a fire in his veins. His hands glowed brighter, and energy surged through him. He didn't think, he acted. He lunged at the first beast, dodging its claws and landing a blow that sent it reeling. The venom had made him faster, stronger. Lyrian fought beside him, her own light pulses striking with precision. Together, they drove the beast back, reducing them to ash. Panting, Ethan turned to her. What am I becoming? Lyrian's expression was solemn. Something new. The venom is rare, even among my people. It unlocks what your kind calls potential. Potential for what? He demanded. To bridge our worlds, she said, or to destroy them. Before he could press her, the chief appeared again. You fight? Well, human. The venom has chosen you. But the hunters will not stop. You must decide, join us or face them alone. Ethan's mind spun. Join them? Leave his family, his world? But the thought of those beasts coming for him, or worse, his parents, made his choice clear. I'm not running, he said. Teach me how to fight them. The chief's eyes gleamed. So be it. The orb will guide you. When you are ready, we will find you. Lyrian smiled faintly, then vanished with her father. Ethan stood alone, the orb humming in his hand. The bite on his arm pulsed, not with pain, but with power. He didn't know what he was becoming, but he knew one thing. He wasn't just a kid anymore. He turned back toward home, the forest alive around him, and for the first time, he felt ready for whatever came next.